Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. Got a little sun. All right, let's get going. So over the last couple of days, I've been talking to some of my coaching clients, and there's this one guy from Italy, and he thinks I should change the name from whatever it was last week to the 4 business coaching dimensions. And I thought, so then I immediately tested it with multiple students, and most people were like, dimensions, what's a dimension? It's like too abstract. Like, what does it mean, a dimension? Now, like for people who grew up in English-speaking countries, it's like, okay, dimension, yeah, fine, dimension. Like another dimension, or it just means like, it can mean an area, a space, an idea. It can mean a lot of things. It's like the word endeavor. Endeavor can mean project. It could mean an item. It could be a task. It could be an activity. There's a lot of things in endeavor. It's a really big category. Now, another thing I want to do is I want to introduce ideas, a little bit of an idea, like to create a little hook, and then build on that idea so that people can learn like layer on layer. And also, I think the idea of 4D business coaching is like, because it's like 4D, it's like, what? That must be really advanced. So it's kind of catchy, the idea of 4D business coaching. But that's actually getting, like, I'm starting to get some traction with that. That sounds like it could work, 4D business coaching. Now, all right, so I've kind of streamlined some things. So by learning the 4 business coaching dimensions, so right away you know that 4D means dimensions. It just takes a sentence to get there. Then you'll be able to articulate and work toward practical goals. All right, that's like number 1. Articulate, work toward practical goals. All right, so that's the one thing you can work toward is a goal. Request and organize results-oriented information. So that's what we're talking about here, right? Is goals and results. Produce results and achieve goals. Like that's the whole idea is right there. Now to begin, start talking about endeavors that interest you. And then use business coaching brainstorming tools. So I've decided to put the endeavors section first, and I was kind of flip-flopping there for a while, but I think it's better because it gives people a chance to talk, gives people a chance to open up. So first you tell them this joke. Henry Ford said, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. So immediately it's like, oh yeah, like, all right, we're talking about innovation, 4D, innovation, let's open our minds. Now, I've been like wrestling with this idea of how do you really pull out, endeavors from people's minds? How do you get people to share with you what they're thinking? And remember last time, a while ago, we were talking about like, okay, so it's a need. You have to fill a need. You have to find a problem. Maybe it's a challenge, okay? So maybe it's some kind of improvement. It's an idea. Let's look at your hobbies. What kind of activities do you want to try? What kind of results are you trying to aim for? What kind of goals do you have? What kind of research? Now, this is all like really, really broad. Now, once you go through this activity, then obviously people are going to start talking about things that are really important to them, things that they think about, things that they want to figure out. And so then from there, you can select an endeavor quite quickly. So here you make a list of your endeavors. Now, in this section, you can then, you go from like things that you want to talk about to then like looking at some questions, trying to pull out some issues, talking about the problems, opportunities, and activities. So you start to really build like a robust set of like an information set based on the things that interest you. And then once you've kind of like pointed that out, then you're going to start looking at these 4 dimensions. So here's the results dimension, the decisions dimension, the catalyzing dimension, strategic dimension, and some keywords to help you really focus in on that. Now, of course, this is kind of an update from Tom's book, because he also has something like that in his book where you're able to very quickly start from a set of questions and then be able to pinpoint, here it is, and to be able to pinpoint a checklist that you'd like to use. But like, I've tried to use this with people before, and it's very, very difficult. And so this is kind of the upgrade which I've recently created. All right, so that's good for today.